Okay, so you've heard about all the drama with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, right? It's like a never-ending soap opera, but with real-life consequences and 1,000 years of royal history thrown in. The latest twist? Apparently, Meghan is absolutely losing it over the possibility of Prince William stripping her of her Duchess of Sussex title when he becomes king. And honestly, can you blame her? Her entire brand is built on that title. It's not just some fancy label, it's the foundation of her entire empire. Think about it. Archewell, the Netflix deals, the podcasts, even her jam. It all gets a boost from that Duchess label. Without it, she's just another actress in Hollywood. And let's be real, the competition is fierce. Insiders are saying she's in panic mode, which I can totally picture. Lawyers on speed dial, frantic calls to her Hollywood connections, Oprah, Serena Williams, the whole crew, trying to figure out how to fight this. She's even reportedly said she'll take William to court if he tries to take it away. Can you imagine? Suing the future King of England? That's some next-level audacity. But here's the thing. Legally, she doesn't have a leg to stand on. The monarchy is ancient, its rules are ironclad, and the power of the king is absolute. Titles are granted at the monarch's discretion, and they can be taken away just as easily. Charles already proved that when he quietly stripped Prince Andrew of his titles after all the Epstein stuff. It was like a magic trick. One minute he's His Royal Highness, the next he's just Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. And that's what's really got Meghan rattled. Seeing Andrew, a blood royal, son of the Queen, reduced to just a name, it was a wake-up call. She realized that if it could happen to him, it could definitely happen to her and Harry. Especially considering all the things they've said and done to the royal family over the past few years. William, on the other hand, is reportedly ice-cold about all of this. He's apparently entered this phase of razor-sharp clarity, which is what happens when he's preparing to step into his role as king. He sees the Sussex titles as a contradiction, a royal honor being used to fuel a commercial empire built outside the crown. He wants the monarchy to reflect service, loyalty, and integrity, not Netflix confessionals and candle sales. He's basically done with the drama. He doesn't recognize his brother anymore. He doesn't trust Meghan's intentions, and he's exhausted by the endless attacks and the circus that follows them. He sees them as a couple who left the family but kept all the benefits, weaponizing the royal brand for profit while portraying the institution as villains. And let's not forget what the Queen commanded. She told them they weren't to use Her Royal Highness or their Royal Highnesses. Done. Over with. But they've been pushing it ever since. So, when William becomes king, insiders say he won't hesitate. He won't stall. He won't second-guess himself. To him, removing the titles isn't revenge. It's just housekeeping. And that's the most dangerous kind of king to deal with. If Meghan loses her title, and Harry too, they become just ordinary celebrities. And in Hollywood, that means they're in the same pool as everyone else, fighting for attention and relevance. The speaking fees drop, the brand collaborations evaporate, the media fascination fades. Because the uncomfortable truth is that Meghan the celebrity doesn't sell. Meghan the Duchess does. That's why she's so terrified. Losing the title would feel like being written out of the story. It's more than symbolic. It's existential. It changes how the world sees her, how Hollywood sees her, how she sees herself. She's reportedly clinging to this fantasy that she can sue the monarchy and win. But you can't sue the crown. Not practically, not successfully, not ever. And honestly, the irony is thick. Most people lose titles quietly, gracefully, with dignity, but Meghan is allegedly preparing to turn it into a global spectacle, which is exactly what William wants to avoid. It's a mess, really. A royal mess. So, the delusion of this woman, right? I just can't wrap my head around it. As an American, I'm just thinking, girl, shut your mouth. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're not going to win. It's not even an American thing, and it's not like she's just some innocent bystander here. She spent years slamming the monarchy, calling them racist, and basically trashing the institution that gave her the title in the first place. Now she wants to sue them to keep it? Give me a break. William's not playing games. He's watching her every move, letting her dig her own grave. He's not going to get his hands dirty. He'll just sign the document, and boom, she's just Meghan Markle, former actress. And trust me, Hollywood's a brutal place. There's a million other actresses waiting to take her place. The thing is, this isn't just about a title. It's about power, influence, and money. The Duchess of Sussex title gave her access to a whole different world, a world of celebrity and wealth that she never would have had otherwise. She used that title to build her brand, to make millions of dollars, and now she's terrified of losing it. And Harry, he's totally lost. He's so blinded by his loyalty to Meghan that he can't see what's happening. He's become this defensive, aggressive guy, isolated from his family, and increasingly out of touch with reality. He thinks he's protecting her, but he's just making things worse. William sees it, though. He sees that Harry's been transformed by anger and resentment, and he blames Meghan for it. He knows that Harry's loyalty to her is dangerous, not noble. It's a threat to the monarchy, and he's not going to let it stand. So, what's going to happen? Well, I think William's going to act. He's going to strip them of their titles, and Meghan's going to go ballistic. She'll threaten lawsuits, she'll give interviews, she'll try to rally her Hollywood friends to her cause, but it won't work. The monarchy is too powerful, the law is on William's side, and public opinion is turning against her. In the end, the Duchess of Sussex title may only survive in memory. She'll be just Meghan Markle, a former actress trying to stay relevant in a world that's already moved on. And Harry? He'll be left to pick up the pieces, wondering how he let things get so out of control. It's a sad story, really, but it's also a cautionary tale about the dangers of greed, ambition, and unchecked ego. I mean, she's acting like she's David, going up against Goliath, but she's not. She's just a woman who got a little too big for her britches, and now she's about to get taken down a peg. And honestly, I can't say I feel sorry for her. She brought this all on herself. She played the game, and now she's about to lose. And you know, the real thing that gets me is how much they still try to have it both ways. They left, right? They wanted out of the royal family. Fine. But they still want to use the titles, still want to trade on the name, still want to be treated like royalty. It doesn't work like that. You can't be half in, half out. You're either in or you're out, and they're out. They need to accept it and move on, but they won't, because they're addicted to the attention, addicted to the power, addicted to the money, and that's why they're going to keep fighting until the bitter end, even though they have no chance of winning. It's just sad. Okay, so here's the deal. All this talk about lawsuits and Hollywood power plays, it's just a smokescreen. Meghan's playing a game she can't win, and she knows it. But she's got to keep up appearances, right? Got to keep the brand alive. Got to keep the Netflix money flowing. But let's be real. This whole thing is about more than just a title. It's about control. Meghan thought she could come into the royal family, rewrite the rules, and turn it into some kind of Hollywood fairy tale. She thought she could use the monarchy to elevate her own status and build her own empire. And for a while, it worked, but she underestimated the institution. She underestimated the power of tradition, the weight of history, and the sheer stubbornness of the British monarchy. She thought she could outsmart them, but she was wrong. And now, she's facing the consequences. William's not going to let her get away with it. He's not going to let her tarnish the monarchy's reputation any further. He's going to take away her title, and he's going to do it in a way that sends a clear message. You can't mess with the crown. It's brutal, yeah, but it's also necessary. The monarchy has to protect itself, and that means cutting off the dead weight. And right now, Meghan and Harry are definitely dead weight. Look, I'm not saying I hate Meghan. I don't. I just think she made a series of really bad choices. She let her ambition get the better of her, and she surrounded herself with people who were more interested in her fame and fortune than in her well-being. And Harry, well, he's just a victim of circumstance. He fell in love with the wrong woman, and now he's paying the price. He's torn between his family and his wife, and he's trying to navigate a situation that's completely out of his control. It's a mess, a royal mess, like I said before, and it's not going to end well. I predict that Meghan will continue to fight, she'll continue to make noise, but ultimately, she'll lose. William will strip her of her title, and she'll be forced to reinvent herself. And that's going to be tough, because without the Duchess of Sussex title, she's just another actress in Hollywood. And that's a tough market to crack, especially when you've alienated half the world with your antics. As for Harry, I don't know what's going to happen to him. He's going to have to choose between his family and his wife, and that's a choice no one should have to make. But whatever he chooses, it's going to be painful. The whole thing is just sad, you know? It's a reminder that even in the 21st century, the monarchy still holds immense power. And it's a reminder that even the most ambitious people can't always get what they want. And honestly, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's time for Meghan to learn that she can't always get her way. Maybe it's time for her to realize that she's not the center of the universe. Maybe, just maybe, this whole thing will be a wake-up call. But I doubt it. I think she's too far gone. I think she's too caught up in her own ego to see the damage she's done. But hey, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she'll surprise us all. Maybe she'll gracefully accept her fate and move on with her life. But I wouldn't bet on it. Not with this woman. She's a fighter, and she's not going to go down without a fight. Even if it's a fight, she can't win. And that's the tragedy of it all. She's so focused on winning that she can't see that she's already lost. She's so obsessed with the title that she can't see that it's just a symbol. And symbols, in the end, don't really matter all that much. It's what's inside that counts. And right now, what's inside Meghan Markle is a whole lot of anger, resentment,